Good morning. Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this morning. Whilst we can all think about what happened the other night, it's time to get back to football. But before we do, just a little reminder about Ali Johnston and a nice little video that I found with Mr. Talkalot. And the question to you this morning is, do you think Alistair Johnson is the next potential captain, or do you think that Alistair Johnson will probably be sold for a fantastic amount of money because he's a top class player?
Alistair, I grew up as a Celtic fan, right? That was my club. And I'm very, very jealous and absolutely delighted for you playing for Celtic. But you got to walk me through the emotions that were going through you in the Old Firm, that first match that you played.
I didn't think I was going to play. So I hadn't been training with the starting 11 the entire week, but the other fullback was kind of on the move. They brought me in with the thought that he was going to get sold at some point in that January window. We trained, it was match day -1, and the gaffer called me up to his office. I go up there and he goes, "Look, mate," like it was Ange Postecoglou at the time. He's like, "Look, mate," obviously that's my Aussie accent.
It's pretty good.
So he's like, "Yeah, mate, you're going to start. I'm going to put you at right back. You ready for this? You just came off the World Cup. This will be like a duck to water." I said, "All right, perfect." Like, I was thinking that the other right back had came in, said he couldn't play, wasn't fit or whatever. So obviously I go to the hotel then, and I'm a little like, okay, a little jittery. Like, this is my first match, Ibrox away, league title kind of in the balance, big one. We get into the dressing room, and he announces like the lineup. No one knew that I was starting. I thought, and even the right back didn't know. He thought I was starting. And all of a sudden I kind of go off. I was like, oh man, like I got to have a good game here now. So this is a little bit of tension, but walking out there and you are in absolutely behind enemy lines. It was unbelievable. The place was absolutely rocking. We went up early, I remember, and just that feeling like, oh crap, this is a proper match.
Proper match, and it was a good result if I remember right. And Celtic did go to win the league that season. But we do have a game this weekend, and it is against the one and only Falkirk. Yes, Falkirk, who sit top of their respective league, below ours. They do sit top of the league with old John McGlynn as manager. John McGlynn as manager. We'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to talk about Austin Trusty first of all. I want to talk about Austin Trusty. Austin Trusty is a player who had his own little hat trick that he'll never forget about. He said, getting to sign for Celtic the last day of the transfer window, and getting my first game at Celtic Park, and playing in the Champions League. He says that's the best hat trick ever as far as he's concerned. The American international player obviously signed that 5-year deal with a lot of other players all signing 5 years deal. It's interesting that Arnie Engels only signed a 4-year deal though, which suggests that Celtic are going to probably try and shift him on in 2 years' time. But Celtic went into the game the other night as favourites. Do they go into the game on Sunday as favourites? The kickoff is on Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock kickoff. Will Celtic Park be as noisy, and will it be as full? And in previous rounds, I think it'll be a full house because people are absolutely buzzing. Will it be as noisy? Well, maybe not as noisy for the game. But let's hope it is, because Falkirk are a team that are pretty much on fire. But Austin Trusty, he thinks that as far as he's concerned, Celtic went into the European competition and we've showed exactly why we should be in Europe. Liam Scales got off to an early start. Can Liam Scales get off to an early start against Falkirk this week? Arnie Engels scored from a penalty. His second penalty in a row that he's went to the same corner. Now, will he mix it up if we get another penalty and he takes it? He's an absolutely fantastic player. And Kyogo Furiashi, he did score from the hip. He was shooting from the hip. That ball that come in from the one and only Nico Kuhn. I thought Nico Kuhn was absolutely amazing the other night. Will they still have the same level of intensity? I hope they do, because this will be the third competition that we play in this month. It will be the third competition. And with Adam Eder coming on with his first goal for Celtic since he signed, and Dyson Maida also in the mix, it's going to be an interesting game this weekend to see if they do have the same level of intensity when it comes to playing Falkirk. Now, Falkirk, Celtic did get through the last round of the Cup. Remember, last year we were put out early of this competition. So it's a competition this year that Celtic will want to get their hands on to try and get a treble this year. And that is the aim of the club. Now, a lot of teams are going to try and stop us, and a lot of teams will say you've got to earn the right. And Celtic players know that they've got to earn the right, and that's why it is one game at a time. That's why this weekend's game is the most important game of the season as far as the Celtic players are concerned. No disrespect to the Champions League, but this cup is a cup that we can actually win. Can we win the Champions League? Well, I think we've got a chance to get into the later stages. When it comes up against the big boys, let's see how the team really fares. And that's when we'll know exactly how far this squad has came on under Brendan Rodgers this season. And hopefully that'll be in maybe about February time. And by that time, the club will be absolutely buzzing with what's going on. That you never know. John McGlynn has been biding his time as a manager. He's done a lot over his career. But to be the first team to defeat Celtic this season would be a massive, 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 massive result if it was to happen. I don't think it will happen. I think Celtic will be too strong. Will Celtic have a hangover from the Slovan Bratislava game? I don't think so. I think that when you see the subs that came on, I think that we've got a strong enough squad to attack every competition on all fronts. And yes, let's just see where the Champions League takes us. Anyway, the referee for the game this weekend will be Callum Scott. The assistants are David Doon and Graham Stewart. And there'll be no VAR. VAR will be in use, but not at all stages. I don't know if there's going to be VAR for the game this weekend. I don't know. It'll probably be Andrew Dallas. It will be Andrew Dallas, won't it? We'll end up with Andrew Dallas because he's the full-time ref, full-time VAR. So, yeah, there probably will be VAR and it'll be Andrew Dallas as per normal. But I don't really care about it because as much as they're going to try and stop us in any means possible, I think that Celtic will have enough firepower to get this one over the line. Will Celtic change it up? Will Celtic let Sinasalo get a game? He is a keeper that is earmarked for one for the future next year. We've all got a fantastic, absolutely amazing keeper at Celtic just now. A lot of people are wanting him to sign that extra year that he does have, but with the fact that we brought in Sinasalo, who was a first choice keeper at his previous team, and we brought him in to be the keeper of the future, does he get a game in the cup competitions to see the way that he can play and just start bleeding him into the team just ever so slightly? Or do you keep the exact same winning formula that Brendan Rodgers has had so far? It's been a fantastic team and it's been unchanged in the previous two games. Do you then change it? Does it devalue the cup? Does it devalue the cup? And would you risk the cup run by changing the team? That's the big question. We do need some rotation when it comes to the players because let's say that the exertions of the midweek game may have had some effect on some of the players. Alistair Johnson did go off with his back. He was complaining about a little niggle on his back. James Forrest, Alex Valley. Could Alex Valley start a game for Celtic? I would like to see him starting. And alongside Trusty. Trusty looked as if he's going to be more than capable. And when it comes to the odds, Celtic are odds-on favourite. Falkirk are about 25-1 or something when I read it last night. That might have changed, but Falkirk do still have some tickets left for the away end. The tickets are £25. Falkirk fans are just going, fuck that. I'm not going to see my team get absolutely hammered. Absolutely hammered. Bugger that. When it comes to Celtic, if you're in the home ticket cup scheme, you probably got your tickets through that. Tell me what you think the score will be. I personally think it will be the exact same team as the weekend, as midweek and the previous weekend. But you never know. I think Brendan Rodgers might want to get Alex Valley on the pitch. You're not bringing a player in of his quality to sit on the bench for a full season. You're not really. And I think it would be good to rest some of the players. Alex Valley is a player that has got great potential. He's highly thought of at Barcelona. And let's face it, they're paying him 24 grand a week, and Celtic are paying the full 24 grand a week during his loan stint at Celtic. So there's no way are Celtic going to pay 24 grand a week for a player to just sit on the bench. Never, absolutely never. So I think that might be one change that might happen, but we'll wait and see what Brendan says at the press conference this afternoon. It is Friday. We don't usually do a live on Friday evening, but I will do a video once the press conferences have been out this afternoon, and we'll talk about them. I might actually do a live around about 5 o'clock Celtic part time, 5:30 Celtic part time for that. If you're looking for some other content to check out, whilst there is that isn't necessarily Celtic related, if you check out the Baz Does Football Meltdown channels, and make sure that you subscribe and hit all the notifications for that one. I'm trying to get that channel to 2,000 subscribers. It's only had the 22 videos so far, and one of the funnier videos on it that haven't had a lot of views is the AC Milan versus Liverpool fan reaction video. There's one of the guys on it has an absolute rant about Chelsea. He has an absolute rant about Chelsea. It's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. And it's like, where did that come from? He has an absolute meltdown rant about Chelsea, and you need to go and watch it if you haven't watched it. And the latest video was obviously the one from yesterday. Ange having a little dig at the media. Ange having a little dig at the media down south, as they think that he's not going to be successful. Anyway, on that note, make sure you subscribe to that channel. Check out the video later on this afternoon. Once the press conference is out, we can discuss that on a live. It won't be at 8 o'clock. It'll probably be around about 5:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, just to get it done earlier. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day. Don't play till Sunday this weekend, so they'll need to do a few more videos over the weekend. We'll do some lives, and we'll probably do a full time on Saturday as normal, just to talk about the results. Anyway, on that note, have an absolutely fantastic day. I still think that Brendan Rodgers has got a lot to offer Celtic, and I think that he's only really getting started this season. Is the best still to come from this team? I definitely think so. Don't you?
Lit. Roll up to the party, roll up to the party, roll up to the party.